This episode is presented to you in the form of an audiobook.
Girls usually don't lose feelings in one day. That's the biggest misunderstanding. People think girls suddenly wake up one morning and stop caring emotionally. But emotionally? It happens slowly, quietly, painfully. And most people never notice the process while it's happening. Because emotionally attached girls don't stop loving quickly. They keep trying long after they're emotionally exhausted. That's why when a girl finally becomes distant, the emotional damage already happened weeks ago. Maybe months ago. Because girls emotionally detach silently first. Before their actions change. Their heart changes quietly. And honestly, one of the saddest things about emotionally caring girls is this. They keep giving effort even while feeling emotionally unloved themselves. That destroys people mentally. Especially girls who naturally overthink, care deeply, become emotionally attached fast. Notice small changes emotionally. Because emotionally sensitive girls notice everything. The dry replies. The energy shifts. The inconsistency. The emotional distance. Even the small things nobody else notices. And once those changes repeat again and again, something inside her slowly becomes tired emotionally. Very tired. At first, she tries to fix it. She communicates more. She explains her feelings calmly. She asks for reassurance. She tries understanding the other person's situation emotionally. Because emotionally caring girls naturally try saving connections first. Even when those connections are slowly hurting them mentally. That's why girls rarely lose feelings suddenly. Usually, they lose emotional safety first. And once emotional safety disappears, love slowly starts turning into exhaustion. That's the dangerous part. Because emotionally exhausted girls still look loving from the outside sometimes. They still reply. Still stay. Still care. But mentally, their heart is becoming quieter every day. And honestly, many girls lose feelings after feeling emotionally lonely for too long. That feeling changes everything. Because emotional loneliness inside relationships hurts differently. Now she starts feeling emotionally unseen, emotionally ignored, emotionally misunderstood. And slowly, her mind starts disconnecting emotionally for protection. That's psychology. The brain eventually distances itself from things that repeatedly create emotional pain. Even if the heart still loves deeply. That's why girls become emotionally confusing during this phase. One day, warm and loving. Next day, quiet and distant. Because internally, they are fighting emotional exhaustion silently. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons girls lose feelings quietly is repeated disappointment. Not always huge betrayal. Sometimes just repeated emotional neglect. Repeated lack of effort. Repeated inconsistency. Repeated excuses. Those small emotional wounds build up slowly. Until eventually, her feelings stop feeling safe there anymore. That's why emotionally intelligent girls value consistency so deeply. Because consistency creates emotional trust. And without trust, feelings slowly become unstable. That's when overthinking starts destroying emotional connection too. Now her mind keeps asking, why do I feel unwanted suddenly? Why am I the only one trying emotionally? Why does this relationship feel emotionally heavy now? And the scariest part? Most girls never say all these thoughts out loud completely. They carry them silently. For weeks. Sometimes months. That's why emotionally overwhelmed girls eventually become quiet instead of expressive. Because after repeating your feelings too many times, silence starts feeling easier emotionally. And honestly, silence is usually the last stage before emotional detachment. Because emotionally caring girls communicate first. A lot. But once they stop explaining themselves, something emotionally changed deeply. That's why many girls suddenly appear cold. But emotionally, they are usually just tired. Tired of begging for effort, begging for reassurance, overthinking constantly, carrying emotional pressure alone. And eventually, their heart starts protecting itself automatically. That protection looks like emotional distance, dry replies, less excitement, less emotional energy. Not because they stopped caring instantly, but because caring started hurting mentally.